still came away feeling a little disappointed I couldn't progress further, but I'm happy with how I played against him.
Okay. Your form's been quite good recently. Something's changed. Is it your training? Is it your food?
I've just had a little boy recently.
That was about a year ago, wasn't it?
No, 10 weeks ago.
10 weeks ago? Okay,
yeah,
sorry.
not quite. He's not grown up that quick. No, I mean, I guess that puts a new perspective on things. I'm enjoying my squash at the moment.
Yeah.
You know, I turned 30 in November as well, and maybe that brings like a new chapter. You know, you're thinking, okay, well, I'm 30 now. I've not got ages and ages left to really make my mark on the game and do well. So, you know, those couple of things I think help sort of spur me on a little bit. But I think I've just relaxed and tried to play enjoyable squash, and it's worked for the last few weeks, I guess. Yeah.
Okay, so nothing specific.
I wouldn't say anything. I've not changed anything specifically. No.
Okay.
Maybe a mindset thing, but nothing in my training particularly has changed. No.
All right. You've got squash in the family. Your sister's a squash player.
Yep.
How long left till you give your son a squash racket?
Yeah, probably quite soon. I might try and get him into something.
Or racquetball even?
I'm not sure about racquetball. It's a good sport, but I think I'm going to start with golf, maybe football, something where there's a little bit more money. But
okay.
I will get him with the squash racket.
Well, you might have squash 2020 in the Olympics, a bit more money.
That's the dream. That'd be good. Yeah, I mean, obviously a lot of people are working towards squash in the Olympics. It would be fantastic to get in. It's still a long way to go yet, but yeah, I mean, looking for the future of squash, it's going to be a massive part of its future in the next 20 years, 30 years. I mean, even if we don't get in this time, I think it's a matter of time before we do get in and claim, you know, a rightful place in the Olympics. The sport, I think, deserves it, and you know, I hope it can get there sooner rather than later.
Okay. You're still playing racquetball?
Yeah.
Are you going to carry on or just focus on squash?
I think racquetball for me will probably be something that I play when I'm older to keep fit. I think that, you know, when you've played squash for maybe 15, 20 years and 15 years as a pro, maybe in a few years, I might think to myself, okay, my body's taken enough, and racquetball could be the game for me. I think it's a great sport for the older generation that still want to be on a squash court, and still enjoy that competitive edge. That squash, sometimes for them, you know, they've said it just makes them too stiff the next day, or the knees hurt, hips hurt. Whereas with racquetball, they can still have a good game with their friend, have a drink after, and wake up the next day and not, you know, they can still walk. So I think racquetball's good for that. It's good for new people coming into the game. I think it's an easier way to start hitting the ball. And you know, I think it's a growing sport, and you know, I hope England squash and racquetball now are promoting it as best they can. There's a UK racquetball series, which is a series of tournaments that's organised by a guy named Mark Fuller, who sent me a message the other day to see if I could endorse it actually, which I haven't got around to yet. But you know, they're a fantastic way of getting people to play competitive racquetball as well as, you know, socially as well. So it's still growing, and there's still lots more things happening with racquetball, which is good to see.
Okay. Back to squash. What's your favourite shot?
Favourite shots is probably any time I can get a nick. Not that often. Maybe I'll go for a forehand cross-court volley nick.
Okay, and if you can steal one shot of any other player, what would it be?
I'll take Rami's backhand one. So then I can do it both sides. Backhand volley cross-court nick. Yeah, he plays it very well, surprisingly enough.
Okay, who are your favourite players, like past, present and up and coming?
Favourite players, I mean, I was just before, I guess, Jahangir, obviously, his record is amazing. I never got to see him play, but Jansher Khan, I got to see play live, and is one thing that always struck me was how effortless everything looked on the court, the way he moved, and I really watched him move around the court and tried to copy some of his movement patterns and stuff. I mean, I can never do it as well as he does, but I tried to move in a similar way to him. He's someone that I guess just from watching a few videos influenced me a little bit, but then obviously growing up, Peter Nicol is a great ambassador for the sport and someone I always looked up to when I was coming up through the juniors. And then more recently, I think Amish Shaban is a fantastic role model for anyone picking up a game, the way he plays it, the way he conducts himself, and his titles speak for themselves. He's four world championship titles, and he's just a great player to watch. And then Rami, the new generation of players, Rami's brought in a new generation, and the way they play squash is so fast, so furious, attacking, and really great to watch. And it's brought the game to another level again, I think. So I think all these players that I've named have all had some influence on me as a player, I guess, and the way that I look at the game.
Okay. What do you reckon is the best piece of squash advice you've ever had?
I think it's a simple piece of advice, to be honest. And there's been times when I've played and lost, not enjoyed it, and people have said to me, at the end of the day, you're playing, you're doing something you love doing. You've got to enjoy it. That's the main thing. I'm earning a living from it, which means that I don't necessarily have to enjoy it, but I should enjoy it. And anyone that plays squash or racquetball socially shouldn't get angry with yourself. You've got to enjoy it at the end of the day. You're playing for the love of the game, and I think a simple piece of advice is to always try and enjoy playing, win, lose or draw.
Okay, and what's the worst piece of advice you've had?
The worst piece of advice? I'm not sure. People have come up to me after games and said, "Oh, you should have done this, should have done this." I don't think they really know what they're talking about, but
whack them on the head with your racket.
yeah, exactly, yeah. At least do that. But I'm not sure about the worst piece of advice. It's hard to say, really. There's nothing that's stuck in my mind where I've thought, no, I'm definitely never going to do that. But I'm sure I have thought that before, but I can't pick one out.
So you do what your coach tells you?
No, I don't actually.
Yeah.
No, I don't always, but some of the time when I do, it normally works, so maybe I should do it a little bit more.
Alright, okay, just give me a sec.
Okay.